Hey guys, welcome to my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry I'm a bit late for this movie. I have I've been recently have moved house, so that's why. But yeah, my review's up now for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so just enjoy it. Miles in this movie was wow, he was amazing. By far the best character in the movie. I was really shocked at how good they did Miles in this movie. This is by far in this movie, this Miles is by far my favorite version of Miles Morales. He was so cool in this movie. It was a little bit uh, I was a little bit disappointed that we barely got to see the suit and it only was in the final fight of the movie and we didn't get to see it a little bit earlier, but it's fine. I mean, he had a pretty bad suit before that, so I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see the suit until the final fight. But anyways, Miles was still great in this movie, and he was such a good character, and I loved him. My favorite version of Miles Morales by far. Peter Parker in this movie, I thought he was really, really great. He was so funny. He was hilarious. Every scene with him was hilarious, and he was a great mentor to Miles. And I mean, um, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, when I first saw him in the trailers, I really didn't, think he was. I was thinking, wow, why are they going this direction with Peter Parker? This is not Peter Parker at all. But in the movie, it was a really great explanation as to this isn't the normal Peter Parker. The normal Peter Parker actually dies in the beginning of the movie, which his death is really affectionate, which I don't get why it affected me so much, as we had barely seen Peter Parker in the movie. But yeah, this Peter Parker was Peter Parker from another universe, which is explains why he acts like such a douche, and it's not like Peter Parker actually is. Which I think that was a great explanation, and Peter Parker in this movie was just hilarious. Then there's Gwen, who is another really cool character. I like her suit, I like her look, and I think it was really funny when Peter got his hand stuck in her hair, and they had to go to the doctor and get it removed. That was really funny. Um, yeah, she had a great dynamic with, especially Miles and Peter as well, and I think she was just a great addition to the movie. But yeah, these are the three main Spider-Men in the movie. Actually, I'm just gonna call them Spider People because they're women in there too, so they're not all Spider-Men. So out of these Spider People, they mainly focus on Gwen, Peter, and Miles as the main ones. It doesn't really focus on the three others that much, which is kind of disappointing. I don't think they're even in the final fight. I just think they arrive and then they go home. I can't remember if they were actually fighting at the final fight. Actually, I think they were, but yeah, it mainly focuses on these three. Actually, it doesn't really focus on Spider Gwen that much. It mainly just focuses on Peter and Miles, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, they kind of hint a little bit that there's something between Miles and Gwen, but we don't really get to see it in this movie. But yeah, that it mainly focuses on these three, maybe just a little bit more on Peter and Miles than on Gwen. Noir Spider-Man was great. He was badass. He was funny. He had great voice acting, and his suit looked really cool. Which, yeah, he's great. All of it. Spider-Man Noir, great addition to this movie. Spider-Ham was hilarious. He was great. I think his name was Spider-Ham. He was a great addition to the movie. I say he's a great addition, yet I can't even remember his name. I think it was Spider-Ham though. Yeah, he was very funny in the movie, and although we didn't get to see much of him and the other two that were very underdeveloped, he was still very funny in the time that he was there. Penny Parker was probably my least favorite of the Spider-Men because she just wasn't as interesting as the others, but she was still funny, and the whole anime thing she had going, it was just hilarious. All in all, I think all of the Spider-Men were great. They were all at least good. Like there were like Noir, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker were really really underdeveloped compared to like Peter and Miles. But yeah, they didn't really need that much develop. Actually, they need more development, but yeah, it yeah they didn't really serve the movie story in anything. But yeah, it still worked out. I'm glad they were there, but they could have had some more development, is what I'm trying to say. Now, time to talk about the movie's villain, starting with the main one, Kingpin. And he was so huge, it was distracting. Like in the theater, every time he appeared, I just kept thinking, wow, he's huge. That was the only thing I could think. It was very distracting that he was so big, but yeah, it didn't really make the movie any worse or any better. So, yeah, it was just kind of distracting. But yeah, Kingpin was an okay villain. His storyline was a little bit underdeveloped. This movie's biggest problem probably is that some stuff and characters are underdeveloped, and Kingpin's storyline with his child and his mother, or his wife, sorry, was pretty underdeveloped. We only really saw it for one scene where he explained why he was opening that portal to other dimensions was to get his, mother and child from other dimensions, I think, together. I think that was his plan. And then in the final scene, we saw it again where I think he saw hallucinations of them, or I don't know if it was hallucinations or it was them from another dimension or whatever it was. It was just his storyline only really was in two short scenes, which was too bad, as yeah, some characters got a lot of development, and some characters like Kingpin, Noir, Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker didn't really get that much. And the Prowler, the reveal that he was Aaron Davis or Uncle Aaron, I'm sure that came to a shock I'm sure that came as a shock for many people. It didn't really for me because obviously I'm kind of familiar with the comics and I know the Ultimate Prowler is, Aaron Davis, Miles's uncle. But I was in there with a friend and he isn't as familiar with the comics as I am. And when we got out, he was so surprised that Uncle Aaron was the Prowler, and I really, wow. I heard also a lot of gasps in the theater when he was revealed. It was People did not expect this. So that was a really great twist. We also got to see the Green Goblin for a little bit, which was cool. Now, I just quickly, before I end the review, wanted to talk about the animation, which in times would be amazing. Like, I can't really come with some examples on the top of my head. Probably, like, the final fight was pretty good animated, but there's also some scenes that were pretty choppy, which it didn't really bother me. Again, just like the thing with Kingpin being so huge, it didn't really make the movie any worse or any better. It was just became a little bit choppy. It was just a little bit choppy sometimes. But that was my review for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie was very good, and I hope we get a sequel or anything related to this movie because it was very good. Please leave your thoughts on this movie in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.